Hello and bright blessings. Lady Leeanna here with another edition of Tarot Card Lessons Made Easy. And it's great to be back here with you once more. I've recently had questions by a subscriber who I think actually was trying to spam the hell out of me with the same question, more or less stomping their feet. Of course, what people don't realize is that you don't live on YouTube 24 hours, so at the same time that you ask a question, it doesn't mean that someone is going to be right there to answer that for you. And so it would be irrational to actually send me the same exact message once every hour for 2 to 3 times, and then about every 30 minutes to 15 minutes working on down to where it's like, okay, you're spamming me, you're stalking me, and this is getting really freaky type thing. Well, someone did that to me. But the question that they asked is one that I feel is a pretty usual question to do with people that are new and reading the cards, or people that have been studying them for a while but hasn't reached their ultimate goal within reading the cards psychically. And that is, let me see if I could find this particular question. If not, I know it enough to where, no, I ended up blocking the person, so I don't think that they're going to get through. And I had a perfect right for blocking them. I feel that someone stomping their feet at me is ridiculous when I don't live on YouTube and I'm not going to be right there. And then whenever I turn on and I get 4 messages from the person that are parallel, and after I answer the person in the nicest way possible, then I get another of the same exact message, and I know that they had already gotten the message that I had sent. So I felt it a little ridiculous. But if anybody does that to me, I'm going to block you. That's just the way it is. I have too much to deal with than to put up with that. And I don't think that I'm being irrational that way. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and answer this question because I feel that it could be a valid question, or at least one that would be asked quite frequently. And I do know enough of it by heart to where I could cover this. Okay, this person indicated to me that they try to lay out the cards quite frequently, and they can't get the cards to connect to each other enough to help them to decipher what it's trying to say. Likewise, whenever they read that the cards that are in the spread are indicating one thing and they check with other people, then 9 out of 10 times they find that the other person says it's something completely different. And there would be several of those that would coincide up against what the person asking me the question is getting out of their own cards. Clients that go to several different psychics are going to hear you give the same meaning that they've heard from other people, and a lot of times worded exactly alike, because people are learning their cards off of Wikipedia, or learning from other people that learned their cards off of Wikipedia, and they are reading a script. And so the clients are going to get real mad because they feel that when they're getting parallel readings from different people like this, it's being scripted, and they'll accuse you of that. You know, but you can't really blame them. Yes, the cards have a kind of a blueprint to some degree as to what they meant in the originality, the creation of the card, or in the books that you study from to learn what the cards are. But I'm always telling you, read the book one time and then set it aside. And then from there on out, meditate on the cards and see what it means to you and go with your meaning on it. Don't go by what everybody else says that this card means. And therefore, you don't have to turmoil as to why you're getting a different meaning than what everybody else is getting. And it's probably a good thing. Okay? Now, it's really, really important that you pay attention to the spaces within your layout, within your spread type. Like if you're using the Tree of Life method, the astrology method, or the Celtic Cross method. It's very important for you to know your spaces within these layouts. That way you can use the knowledge over what space that is to note as to which aspect of this card it's wanting you to go into, along with the symbol that your eyes pick out within this card. And that's what you should be doing, letting your eyes catch one symbol within the card and letting that symbol play itself forward to help you to determine what it's wanting to talk about. And if you do right, then you could read the symbol and then you can apply it to the branch of harmony within the Tree of Life spread, or the branch of the heart or the spirit, you know, or in the Celtic Cross method, the place of fears or the family realm, etc. And where it's playing this card up is going to give you somewhat of an idea of what its meaning is. Now, other cards within the spread would have to back that in some way, form, or fashion. And in the way that it's doing that, it would further add to your knowledge or wisdom as to where it's heading with all of this. You know, your reading shouldn't coincide with everything that somebody else says. And I highly disagree with the fact that people pattern themselves out behind another person, you know, just because one person says, okay, you know, this is infinitely what this means. It's not going to be that way. We all think differently. We all feel differently. Every client is different, you know. And the cards, they change. The meanings or what you feel they mean changes as time goes on. And I know this because I've been reading cards for over 32 years. You know, and my feelings on each card evolves or changes over time. Or with the client. You know, read the books once and then put them aside. Read them twice and then put them aside. And then meditate on the card yourself and pull out your deepest feelings on what each symbol within each card means. Evaluate it. And not just one day, not just one time, but many. And then grow with that. Also study the spaces on your board. The spaces on your layout type. You know, what does it mean when this kind of a card falls within that particular space? You know, it's all very, very important. But the cards, they also connect to each other through the symbols and say two different cards. Whether it's the one card that crosses it or couples with it or lays above it, behind it, in front of it, or on top of it, crowns it. You know, it's very important to take note of this because, well, your cards generally to the left could represent the past, where your cards to the right could represent your future. Don't fall into a sequence of what other people are reading. Don't go by a blueprint of what the cards are meant to be, even by the Rider-Waite book, if you're reading the Rider-Waite cards. Or the Angelic Tarot by the book that they supply with you. Read the books once, twice at the most, and then throw them aside and don't worry about it. Meditate on the cards and get your own meanings from it. You'll find that you broaden and branch out a lot further than what the books actually gave you. You know, but it's a matter of building your own creativity within the cards. Alright? Well, I hope that this video has been of a help to you. I certainly strive to be. And if you have any questions, leave them in the discussion boards below the video. If you have anything to add to advise other people that are starting out and learning to read the cards, by all means add that in the discussion boards below the video also. It's really been nice being at one with you tonight, and I look forward to my next video. Brightest blessings. Bye-bye.